as it does look like they're going to go live. Torqued being on the T side, with Team Dynamics starting on CT. So, Ron, what do you expect for pistol round from Torqued? What do you think that they're going to try to employ for the terrorist side?
Well, I'm expecting two things. One, a rush somewhere or some kind of default. It's nothing. It's going to be something in between there. They're going to take it slow, try to feel out the CT, see what they're doing. Okay, yeah, they're just taking it slow right now. They're kind of just looking for pushes. They don't want to get rushed on.
Quick smoke up middle. They are going to be wrapping around the speedway side of the bomb site, clearing out the big pit already. Not sure if there's a CT in Halls or not. I think we saw one there earlier, so Steele's able to get the bomb down. Anger was in Hall. He's going to push all the way down. Quick flank out of Banana. Already going to be coming up the mid from Dynamic. Dazed onto Pex in the apartments. Quickly traded there by AZK as Monty's trying to hold from the truck. A couple of CTs coming up from the top side of middle. The 4 versus 2 in favor of Torqued right now. Adrian going to lose a little bit of health, not before being able to take out Frost. And Adrian left in the 1v3. Monty's going to be picking up the last 2 frags of the round there. Torqued already coming out strong with the 1-0.
Yeah, that was actually a perfect strat by Torqued. Team Dynamic elected to play that B bomb site heavy. And so Torqued hit that bomb site. They picked the right choice. It's a 50-50 gamble. They picked the right site.
Yep.
They were able to easily get into that bomb site and defend it.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Luckily, that stack from Dynamic made middle a little bit more available for Torqued to work with. Just a quick smoke, and then the wraparound would prove to be successful. And Steele did get the bomb down, so there was a little bit of extra cash there. Steele's going to have the bomb in hand also for this round. Following, we've got 5 Deagles coming out from Dynamic. The Deagle can definitely prove to be a worthy asset and a cheap one at that. Quick little 650 could turn a lost pistol round right around on your ecos. Adrian trying to get some shots off here in the B bomb site. As Adrian's able to connect onto Frost there with the Deagle. That was a really far shot, all the way down Banana. And he's only going to be left with 5 health, a couple of flashes in hand. And Dazed is already down to 3 health, too. He's only got a Galil. And the last thing Torqued's going to want to do is lose some guns. Torqued going up middle. Steele's able to take out Volcano, not before Pex takes down Dazed. So a quick trade in middle. And these Deagles are proving to be super, super strong, as it's already now a 4 versus 2 in Dynamic. Monty losing a ton of health right off the bat, a quick dink. Pex taking out TCK, and Monty's left alone here in the site with an MP5 and the bomb. The 1 versus 3, Adrian's really low, but these Deagles can come out strong, as we've seen for the rest of the round, and Team Dynamics able to pull off the quick round following their loss on pistol.
Yeah, and that's a common theme we're going to see. Rarely do you see a Source team fully save. They're going to always have Deagles, just because you have that capability of eliminating a player with 1 shot.
Yeah, that was just a momentous save round for them, just buying a couple of Deagles. I'm not sure if Torqued's going to be able to afford or want to afford them. Deagles of their own. We are going to see at least 2. With a couple of flashes, they might set up for some sort of flash take on the sites. So unfortunately now for Torqued, their momentum has been completely reversed as they handed it over to Team Dynamic. TZK already lost a whole bunch of health, as he's got that Deagle working towards B on Banana, taking it nice and slow, preparing their flashes as they get the take set up here for the B bomb site. If they do decide to commit, though, Pex has that Colt, and then his teammate has flashes and the MP5 in hand for this crossfire here in the site. The site is super smoked off. Pex able to come around from backhaul and get that first frag. And Monty with the bomb here is all the way in the A hall. Not sure if Team Dynamic had fully rotated over. Hopefully so. They had committed 4 bodies. Unfortunately, Volcano going to be all over that. So Torqued unable to sell that fake completely. And sometimes committing bodies can be one of the better things to sell fakes, you know, especially if you're going to commit 4 and leaving that 5th with the bomb on the opposite side of the map, but oftentimes predictable.
Yeah, if the fake doesn't do any damage or they don't stay, what you want to do when you fake is either stay alive as long as possible, or you want to try to obviously eliminate one of the CTs to try to draw the counter terrorists out of the other bomb site.
This will be the first full gun round for both teams respectively. AZK is going to have an op in hand for the CT side as he puts it to work onto Daze. The end of Banana here is completely smoked off, especially into the team middle. And also the top of middle is going to be smoked off a bit, but now the banana smokes are gone as one of the CTs is going to want to re-smoke that as 4 members of Torqued are ready to hit and commit the A bomb site. Flash is coming up off mid and then into the big pit. And there is a CT in the big pit. I'm not sure if they know that yet as he eats a bunch of dinks. Volcano going down, and then Monty able to take out Adrian over towards the library. The bomb is going to go down here in the site, and we're left with a 3 versus 3. Torqued, 2 members are really low, and anger for Team Dynamic is also really low with only a Galil in hand. AZK going to have to really hit every shot here with his op as Monty works up behind Pex in the A hallway. Excellent from him. Pex trying to throw some flashes into the big pit as he zooms in and tries to scout through to the bomb site, able to take out Steel. And AZK unable to pull out the 1 versus 2. Both members of Torqued, respectively, were super low, but there was no way that that last member of Team Dynamic could know that, and it's really tough going into a 1 versus 2 with an op.
Yeah, and Team Dynamic, I really loved how they pushed down Banana here, and one of their players got here off the bat. And then as soon as the Torqued team was hitting the A bomb site, he should have done that quick flank, and if you could have made a big impact there, but he was playing a little bit too shy, a little passive maybe, a little hesitant. And then he could have had a good opportunity there to win that round for them.
We did see it was really passive. It looked that after he had re-smoked it, it looked like he really wanted to try to get behind the back kill without pushing up too far. Volcano's actually going to be pushing up a bit for himself, capitalizing on that deagle frag, getting an AK of his own as he's all the way near the door. Steel going to shut him down before he can do any more damage with that gun. Dynamic looking to prove their deagle save rounds to be a big factor in coming back with a couple of rounds here as TCK and Steel hang out around under window. Anger in a great position here to try to counter the middle as he flashes top middle. Not going to see anything as of yet. Everyone going a little bit slow. It looks like Torqued's actually going to be throwing a couple of nades in middle before falling back towards B, taking the banana side of Inferno, and AZK is going to be the point man here for Team Dynamic here with his deagle. Unfortunately, not able to get any frags there. Daze is going to get him completely peeking wide. As we see an attempted retake here, going to be really tough with the 4 versus 2. Already flashes are burned. Now it's a 1 versus 4. No doubt Torqued's going to win that round as well. So a tough little save round for Dynamic. At least Volcano was able to get 1 gun down. Can we go ahead and take a look at the money? I want to see what Team Dynamic is working with now. Yeah, so there's a bunch more cash. They're ready for this full gun round, and they're going to do everything they can to try to counteract Torqued's middle takes, it looks like.
I'm interested to see if Team Dynamic's going to elect to play aggressive in Banana again. Looks like they're going to play passive now and just play a standard setup.
Yeah, that aggressive setup did look very favorable. It doesn't look like they want to push out too far, though, with it. It seems like they want to hold the end of Banana when they're doing that and really let the T's walk up in front of them. And it looks like Torqued is set up here in the middle, trying to get a better feel for what's going on. As they throw a smoke to top middle to try to help them walk up a little bit as they prepare their flashes. Adrian onto TCK from the jungle side of middle, as it's already a 5 versus 3 in favor of Team Dynamic. Steel posted up in the halls. Frost going to try to flash out top mid. Kind of peeked to his right there with the op. And Dynamic just waiting super patiently. They know exactly where Torqued is. Just waiting for them to try to make a move. They know that they're really low on flashes if they even have any left. Dazed with that bomb. Dropping it to his teammate. Going to try to clear out middle, and it looks like it's going to be a 1-2 split out of the hallway as Dazed tries to flash over to try to help them come out. As the T's finally make their way out of the apartment, Steel getting challenged by Volcano. The bomb is now down there in the pit area, and that was just a really tough round. Once Team Dynamic had those first 2 kills, it was almost impossible for Torqued to come back because Dynamic knew exactly where they were, and especially with the bomb.
Yeah, it's really tough in that situation. I think what they made a good play there. That pop flash gave the opportunity for the Torque players to actually get out the hallway. Unfortunately, Volcano was in such a good position that he was able to spray him down.
As Adrian's going to be posting up with his op in the apartments instead of towards that one side of middle. It's going to be a Deagle save here from Torque. I'm not sure if Deagles are going to be as successful as Dynamic, but then Frost takes out Volcano for the first frag of the round. And Torque's already up middle a bit. And it looks like Dynamic, just even on gun rounds, is really giving them a lot of middle to work with. Ooh, Monty coming up close with the Glock, able to take out Anger and AZK. A 3 versus 2 in favor of Torque. Not before Frost goes down, evening out the numbers for both teams. Dazed has the bomb in hand. And Monty onto Pex. It's now a 1 versus 2. Adrian going to have to pull off something amazing here. Just getting to CT spawn for the rotation. Monty does have that off. He can cut off any entrance that Adrian wants to take. Flash is coming in from him. Choosing to go through the backhaul, but Monty's up close with the op. What a huge save round from Torque.
Yeah, absolutely huge. Monty with a Glock kill, getting 2 multi-kills there, picking up that op, getting 2 more kills. So that's a huge round, especially, I mean, I felt like Team Dynamic, they got a little too aggressive there. They knew they were saving. There was no really reason to push. And pushing him into Monty's Glock, and he hit his shots and made him pay.
Yep, they had no idea where Monty was, and he was able to get up middle really easily. And then Dynamic just was unable to challenge successfully. So now Dynamic's on the save. A couple of flashes, a couple of deagles. As it's going to slow up real fast. The score is now currently 4-3 in favor of Torque. And check out Monty on that ADR, 134. Definitely that Glock.
They're going to leave DBC with the scout. That's fine too. But they're getting onto last before Pure has time to buff everybody up. We see only Shrugger has a buff. Just now Soup getting it. LG.
So Torque right now, they
slowing it down. I guess they don't have
Team Dynamic to save. They're taking things really slow, trying to figure out where they are. And sometimes when you play really slow like this, it gets in your teammates' heads. You get the other teammate really impatient. I mean, obviously it's not very fun when you're just sitting around for a minute straight looking at the same screen. So it wears the other team down and kind of drops our morale.
Volcano's going to be able to get steal, I believe, yep, in the hallway. That's the second time we've seen Volcano on that early Deagle frag, then getting an AK and unable to do anything with it, unfortunately. As it looks like that will be the opening frag that will make any sort of movement from both teams. Torque finally being able to take middle. Anger seeing 3 Ts and unable to connect with any of them. As the bomb will go down. TCK able to get that plant off fairly easily. As AZK is lurking here in the smoke in top middle with his USP and his teammate. They're going to be trying to wrap around. They do have a gun in hand now at least. Or excuse me, just some extra nades. AZK working through the hallways. Looks like he's just trying to snag a gun here.
Yeah, he's just going to go for an exit, wait for the terrorists to run away from that C4 explosion.
Yeah, really no way to win this round from them. And as you can hear in-game there, Adrian calling that they got to stick together on the ecos. It was probably what contributed to that is Volcano's able to get a frag almost every time on their ecos, but then you know, nothing comes of it.
Yeah, he's had an opportunity now twice to make an impact play. Just unfortunately, just not being able to hit his the second shots there when he picks up that rifle.
As the full gun buys come from both teams. Quick establishment here into middle, trying to feel it out. As well as on Banana. We haven't really seen Torque doing too much on Banana early on. As they see AZK completely not going to be fooling Torque today. Peck's trying to set up here right out in the open, using that smoke a little bit to his advantage. As it looks like Torque is ready to set up here for a B take. Monty's going to be getting Volcano over at the other bomb site. Now Pex is completely out of position. Going to try his best to counter flash and get into the bomb site, as Torque is able to get right in. Hex being the only member there for B, defending, unable to do anything really, and it's a quick 5 versus 2 in favor of Torque. Anger at least able to get this push from Frost out towards the CT spawn as he starts eyeballing backhaul and really can't see anything through that smoke.
Should just pick up that op and run. Yeah, he had an opportunity there.
Yeah, unfortunately that smoke is now gone. They're definitely going to be saving. Adrian at least going to have his op in hand to try to save. But yeah, I agree. I think Anger maybe should have just snagged that op and stole it while he could. Monty in a great position onto Anger. And would also get Adrian, who was kind of set up for that shot. I'm surprised that they did lose that op. Something that we never like to see is when your team is trying to save, you need to save out, and you shouldn't go for frags at the last second when you're trying to save.
If you're going to save, you need to save. Those extra 7 seconds of not making a decision there off the bat, it's going to cost you. And Monty was in position to get those exit kills.
Yep, could have had an op there for this round. At least could have maybe soloed B and Banana with that op, but unfortunately, going to be a full save round with only one deagle for Team Dynamic. A little bit of a crossfire setup here for them in B. And Volcano's going to be head peeking the apartments. Real smart peek to do that, especially with that deagle, can hopefully connect a bullet or two. As Torque looks like they are set up to go out into top middle. Volcano will play a huge role in Team Dynamic's attempt here to challenge. Totally hidden right now, unless standing. 2 ops in hand for Torque, both Dazed and Frost. Frost again being their main team opper. As Dazed shows that Frost isn't the only one to be able to put some damage in with that op. 3 members of TD going down real early, as Dazed will stand on Volcano's dead body and proudly look over the wall. TCK taking out Pex. Anger left all alone with just a USB in hand, 34 health. Not going to be able to do anything here except for hopefully maybe get a frag and get in the head of Torque. But Monty able to take out Anger before he has any chance to do anything.
And Torque here, they're looking really strong right now. They definitely have the pace of the match. Team Dynamic, they're the ones having to react to Torque's gameplay. And Torque, they're just taking things really slow. They're not doing anything out of the textbook type strats. They're just playing really solid default type Counter-Strike. They take it slow, figure out what's going on in the CT side, trying to get picks where they can. And they're utilizing that very well and using the clock to their advantage.
Absolutely. They've been doing a lot here with the hallway. Love seeing them come out top middle, especially with those pop flashes, as we've seen for their teammates to come out of the hallways. Looks like Frost is looking for some action over towards Banana. But Dynamic hasn't been doing that Banana push in a while. They've really been giving them Banana. And I think the reason being they've been trying to hold back a little bit to try to make the rotation towards A a little bit easier because Torque has been hitting middle so heavily. Daze getting challenged here in the big pit by, I believe, Volcano, going to be losing about 70 health right off the bat without dealing any of his own. Dynamic's actually got a great stack towards the hallway entrance with one player on balcony and another spotting in the big pit, so they're really trying to focus some more defense there on the apartments, and so much action from Torque is coming out of there. Flash coming into the apartment from Volcano. Trying to hold off what they know is coming. A little split off of top, middle, and the apartments. Adrian finally able to capitalize on Daze, not before being traded there by Steel. Volcano finally being a huge asset from the big pit, able to take out Monty. The bomb is in hand from Steel, who's got 2 frags already for this round. It is now a 3 versus 2 in favor of Dynamic. This could be the round that they need, but the bomb is planted, and they need to sweep around middle right now as a team and shut down Torque. Frost with 70 health with the op in hand. Frost hitting a 6 shot onto Anger. It's now the 2 versus 1 in favor of Torque. AZK left alone with that op. Walking up into the bomb site, and Steel able to shut him down. Wow, that was a huge round from Torque.
Yeah, great clutch round there. Hitting their first shots immediately. Just looks like Team Dynamic, they're not they're playing really passive. It's just really surprising, actually. Oftentimes you see them play a lot more aggressively. Again, it could be coming down to the fact that this could be their first match of the tournament, whereas Torque, they've already played a best of 3, so they've gotten used to the PCs. They know the feeling already, and they've broken that the first match of the tournament type of nervousness maybe that Team Dynamic yet hasn't overcome.
Yeah, I think Dynamic's definitely looking a little bit dry here, being this is their first match for Season 11 LAN playoffs. But by no means down for the count yet, as the score is 8-3 in favor of Torque, who again is the number 5 seed, given their 10-5 record with those 2 forfeit losses, and Dynamic is the number 1 seed here for Source Invite, with a record of 15-1 in the regular season. Steel's already pretty close here into the B bomb site. Really looking towards the back boxes. Maybe has a feeling of where one of the members of Dynamic is. But I don't think anyone is there, as Steel will finally go up, investigate, and clear out the site completely, telling his teammates to come on in. Flashing the backhaul, as it looks like TCK will be planting the bomb in here for B. Couple of deagles for Dynamic this round, already coming back out in the backhaul. Steel's able to shut down the first member of Dynamic, but Anger will get the second. And there is that gun down in backhaul, but a really difficult 2v4 here in store for Dynamic, with just a couple of deagles and flashes in hand. Ooh, Anger capitalizing onto TCK. Fantastic shot, able to move up and get that gun. Only 35 health, though. Anger with 2 frags, now down on the 2v1 as Frost takes out Anger. Adrian left all alone, as Frost, with that op deagle combo, can finally win the rest of the round. Heading over to the ADR here, Monty still with a huge amount of ADR, with a score of 16-6. Definitely being the top fragger of this match here from Torque. And unfortunately for Dynamic, we've seen some really low ADRs. I think I just saw Pex there at 34, so really unable to do anything as of yet. He does have the score of 4-9.
So again, Torque just running the default strat, where they take parts of the map and push up. And again, Team Dynamic here electing to play passive again. Not really taking it to Torque, allowing them to set up and get comfortable and have complete map control. And this is the problem when you play passive, is now Team Dynamic, they pushed up as far as they can, as comfortably as they want. So now they can pretty much run any type of setup they want. They can throw a fake, they can push up, run a full-out 5-man execution, and it just makes it really tough for the rotation on CT side when you play this passive.
Steel really been working as a point man for trying to clear out sites. It looks like he's going to be selling a bit of a fake as he investigates A. 4 members of Torque ready to go in the B bomb site. Peck's going to be trying to do some damage this round as he counter flashes on the entry. Unable to connect on a T, going around towards the backhaul. Going to have to turn around now, a little bit blind. Going to try to see if the Ts have committed to the backhaul or run through spawn. TCK will get Pex before that flash wears off, unfortunately for Pex. It is the 3 versus 3 now. The bomb is going to be planted here in the B bomb site. Adrian on the rotation. A couple of off battles. Daze is able to take out Adrian, who is sitting in the smoke. It's a very uncommon thing to see the player in smoke lose that type of battle. As Volcano's left in the 1 versus 3 against 2 ops. It did seem possible until Frost was able to prove that he could hold that very tight angle there in the backhaul.
Yeah, now Team Dynamic here, it's not looking good. If anything, they needed to at least try play aggressive once, just to let Torque know that they don't have free reign over the map. And now Torque, they're just building confidence. They feel like, hey, look, we can overrun these guys. They're scared. They're playing scared, and I feel like Torque kind of feels that vibe right now, and it just continuously building more confidence round by round when Team Dynamic is just letting them run through the map as freely as they want.
Yeah, it's difficult right now. I mean, I'm going to just talk a little bit about what we seem to be looking at, since they are on the save, and it looks like Dynamic will most likely lose this round. It looks as though what Dynamic is doing is they're really giving up way too much room in the A bomb site for Torque to work with. They haven't been hitting their shots. Dynamic trying to secure the apartments. Ooh, Peck's able to get himself an op, get a kill, and then fall back to save it. But Dynamic, I think if they're unable to hold A with the way that they're playing, wow, bong, Anger onto Steel, fantastic shot, going to try to get an op for himself and save it. But Monty will be flanking around. I think that what Dynamic needs to be doing is doing some more aggressive pushes, maybe some two-man stacks in the apartment and really push through.
Yeah, they need to switch it up. They're just kind of getting into this comfort. They're getting comfortable with playing passive, and again, it just builds confidence for the other team. They need to start getting into the game, playing aggressive. Maybe one player needs to step up and try to make a play and just take a big risk, push down somewhere. And but just all 5 players are just playing way too passive.
Yep, and if there's any round to do it, we would likely see it now here on the last round for the half. I mean, Dynamic has nothing to lose. They're going to completely buy out. They did save that op, so they have hopefully all the gear that they needed. And, if there's going to be a round where they try to switch stuff up and maybe play more aggressively or at least switch the setup up a bit, it's going to be right now. Peck's going to the back of B to get those flashes and nades down onto the end of Banana, but Torque will just come in afterwards. Unfortunate for Pex. His timing's been a little bit off today. Unfortunate, but pretty close nonetheless. TCK pretty close in here on Banana, hiding in the smoke, as it does look like they are ready to set up for a B take. Steel bomb in hand, ready on Banana. AZK on the barrels with that op, ready to make some sort of shot, but will eat a flash, causing him to drop as Torque makes their take into the B bomb site. Quick exchange, AZK missing his op shot, but able to get Steel with that deagle, and there still is this CT in the bomb site. AZK finally going to be connecting that op shot. Pex unable to do anything as Torque is stuck at the generator. AZK is doing a great job of shutting down the take as Anger was able to rotate around. And AZK, huge round from him, able to get 3 frags, and was really the first time we saw a strong defense in from Team Dynamic.
Yeah, they did a good job doing a crossfire there, preventing the terrorists from taking that bomb site too easily. So, when you're defending, obviously you want to try to eliminate the terrorist. If not, you need to try to delay as long as possible for your teammates to come help you out and rotate.
Sure, absolutely. I think AZK did a great job. I mean, we saw him up on those barrels. He was ready for that op shot, for the initial shot, ate a flash, dropped down, and then even when Torque ran in around to the bomb site, he missed his op shot, but capitalized on the deagle onto Steel, and then finally was just like, all right, I need to put my op to work, and he did just that. So it was really great to see some sort of defense coming out for them, so they could at least make the half 11-4, but again, in favor of Torque.
Yeah, it's not impossible for Team Dynamic to come back. Obviously, they're going to need to win pistol round, but they need to start getting something started right now. They can't allow Team Torque to feel comfortable going to the second match. So if anything, even if Dynamic were to lose, they need to build up something, build some kind of confidence, get started here, even prolong some of these rounds just so long enough so maybe they can get warmed up. Maybe they're not warmed up. Maybe you just got to give Team Torque credit, and because Team Torque, they are playing Monty that one round when they were saving. I think it was 3rd or 4th round. He won. He killed 4 players, killed 2 with the Glock, picked up a gun, and then from there they just went on this rampage streak and won. All those rounds in a row until the last round. So Monty there, he stepped up huge, and that's what Torque needs. They need one of these players at least to step up and make an impact play.
Was definitely a huge momentum changer there from Monty. And again, Dynamic really needs to get comfortable and break the ice and start playing their game because, the first match on LAN is probably one of the hardest, but when you're playing your biggest opponent, potentially, you got to be putting out the big guns. TCK quickly taking out Adrian with that double head stack there in the A-halls. Bomb's going to be hanging out at the bottom of the middle ramp. Steel showing off his jumping skrills in the end of Banana there. AZK is already really low too. Yep, the Frost is going to finally take him down. As it's a 5-on-3. Not really sure what Pex is going to be able to do here with the bomb. What Dynamic needs to do right now is really group up and put these Glocks to a group effort. as they're being singled out. Volcano's able to take out TCK and Anger onto Daze. The rotation from Torque is going to be coming around now from B towards A. The bomb will be planted, and it's now a 3 versus 3 coming in from a 5 versus 3. Monty trying to put his USP aim to work. We do have a couple of grenades ready to go off. It looks like everyone's going to try to group up before the flashes come out. Steel's going to finally be flashing the big pit, working out towards the site, trying to clear A completely. Peck's getting a frag, and then being traded there by Steel. Now the 1 versus 1, Volcano versus Steel. Steel already on fire, but Volcano is as well. Steel's able to get that final frag onto Volcano as he's able to snag the defuse. That's the last thing that Team Dynamic wanted to see happen there for this pistol round.
Yeah, they desperately needed that round. Obviously, when you lose 11-4, you really want to focus on winning that next pistol round. They did get the bomb down, so I think they're just kind of deciding right now. Does look like they're going to save, maybe see a deagle or something by one of the members that got a kill. But that was a valiant effort. It was a 3-on-5. They brought it to a 3-on-3. They were get into their positions as, unfortunately, Torque, they had some counter flashes there. They were to flash off pit, run into the bomb site, and catch some of those Team Dynamic members in the side.
Yeah, those retake flashes from Torque just proved to be super successful, as Dynamic's going to be here with their Glocks and their solo deagle coming up middle. A couple of flashes coming out, unable to catch Dazed here as he is perfectly covered. But Adrian coming up really quickly. Dazed looked to be super surprised from that. They will not have the MP5 in hand. Hex is trying to make some sort of move here onto the player in Big Pit. Volcano left with 33 health. He did have a gun. I feel so bad for Sal, man. He always gets these guns on these pistol rounds, and then once he has the gun, he just goes down just with just really bad luck.
Yeah, and Pex there, he had the opportunity to plant the bomb. He was actually inside the bomb site, and he elected to try to back up his teammate, get that kill, but when you're full saving like that, just go ahead and get the bomb down. Secure the $800 for your team for next round. It's really not worth getting that one kill.
And we will see now a full buy from Dynamic here on the 3rd round of the 2nd half. Going to make it very known that they have guns in hand, so Torqued, if they did have any sort of anti-eco setup, they will be changing that quickly. Monty had pushed down all the way in the A-halls and missed completely on 2 members of Team Dynamic who are underneath the window room. This is now a 4 versus 3 in favor of Torqued. TCK going to be picking up that aggressive position and will be able to take out Volcano, making it the 4 versus 2. It looks like Torqued is keeping their momentum. Dynamic unable to make any real move here on this gun round, but they still do have 2 guns in hand. Unfortunately, Pex, who hasn't been able to do much this match with the low amounts of ADR, is going to be left alone here too. He does have the bomb in hand. It is still the 4 versus 2, and again, you are watching Torqued versus Team Dynamic. Team Dynamic is the #1 seed here for Counter-Strike Source in the Invite Division. No doubt one of the best teams in North America, if not the best. And then Torqued, again, the 5th seed with a current record of 10-5 in the regular season. Now, again, something we've been seeing so far in this match is Torqued has been doing a great job, and something that we believe to is a factor contributing to that success so far in this match is they've already been playing matches. They started to play yesterday. They were able to set up, they got their drivers installed, they got their configs sorted out, and they were able to start feeling really comfortable. Something with Dynamic is this is their first match, and they're playing one of their biggest opponents, probably their biggest rival, as we've said so far, for this LAN. And right off the bat, this is not the team that you're going to want to be playing while you're still cold. You want to try to get adjusted, get your seat at the right level, all that pro stuff. I'm no pro, I don't know what's going on. But we are looking at the current score is still 14-4 in favor of Torqued. And right now, Team Dynamic with a couple of deagles here in top middle. Daze trying to counter whatever's going on. Monty, real quick triple kill against these deagles. Daze finally picking up Adrian, and then the following frag to secure the round. So a 15-4 score in favor of Torqued. Now Team Dynamic has to completely buy everything and try to challenge this 130 ADR from Monty, who has just been playing fantastic all game.
Yeah, that's Team Dynamic. It's just something you just mentioned earlier. I don't think Dynamic, every computer feels differently, especially from your home PC, so maybe they're just kind of fine-tuning everything, but it just looks like they're just playing stale right now. And they need to step it up right now, because obviously Torque here, they're just on fire. And if they go into the second match not playing any better, they're going to be kicked down a loser's bracket, the defending champions.
Frost was able to get a pick down. Banana will fall back towards the B site and kind of let Dynamic work with Banana a little bit more, trying to play with that op a little bit more passively. Adrian with his op as well was able to get a kill in middle at the earlier part of the round. There will be a quick exchange here. Op battle. Frost is going to come out on top, completely prepared for that kind of a peek from a terrorist opper, as it still looks like Dynamic is ready to try to make this commit to the B bomb site. They got a couple of flashes primed. They still have 45 seconds on the clock. They could do anything, but it looks like they will be committing towards the B bomb site. Frost trying to take a blind shot before falling back, trying to get a flash off. We'll find Pex and Volcano and get the 1D onto Anger, securing the match for Torqued. What a way to go out. Frost with that 3K with that fantastic Deagle shot.
Yeah. And Frost, he was one of the players that we were going to watch out for. When he's on fire, anytime you have a team opper, when they're hitting their shots, it just makes it really tough to hit the site. And it's not, I'm worried here. I'm worried. Team Dynamic, I expected a lot more from them. It just looks like all of Torque is playing good individually. And when you're hitting shots, it makes it really tough on the other team.
Definitely. I mean, especially Monty with ADR in the triple digits at 130. I mean, that was huge. So we do expect to see a little bit more from Dynamic. Hopefully they can I see them right now, they're off to the side, they're in a little bit of a huddle, kind of collecting their thoughts after that match, hopefully trying to establish what they want to do for the next map, as we'll find out what map that is after a short break. So stay tuned. You're here at the ESEA Season 11 LAN playoffs here in Dallas, Texas live. We'll be back shortly with the second map here in this best of 3 between Torqued and Team Dynamic.